This round, we heard your pleas. You wanted to see some Infect, so we found some Infect in the room.
Yeah, and we found a pretty spicy Maverick deck for you. This one looks pretty cool.
Maverick, yep. So, fun fact about Phil, he always likes to take legacy decks and build them in modern. So that's where you're going to see some interesting cards. Kyle was talking to him beforehand, and there was a Scrib Ranger in his deck, so yeah, it's pretty solid.
He's got a very pretty deck. You can see in his opening hand, he's actually got a pack foil Dissension Ghost Quarter, and that thing is gorgeous.
Yeah, I love foils, man. They're so great.
He's also got one of the new Mythic Edition Elspeth Knight Errants in there. That's pretty cool.
Matt Kerbal is hooking them all up.
Yeah.
Johnny mulliganing to Oblivion.
Trying to find an Infector.
Yeah, so I mean that's what Infect does, right? You know, in mulligans you gotta find your Infect guy.
Yeah, you typically don't keep a hand above 5 that doesn't have an Infector. Below that, you can try to go on the normal damage route with the Dryad Arbor or a Noble Herrick, and then just hope to draw an Infector. Or a lot of times people just do not respect the normal damage route from Infect because they're like, oh, well, it's Infect. My life total doesn't matter. So if they fetch Shock Thoughtseize a bunch, then sometimes you can kind of just get them.
I've definitely done that before. I don't think I've ever lost to the damage plan, but I've definitely had like that, well, I guess this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So like in general, how do you feel like we're gonna treat Maverick as like green-white company, kind of like the Value Town style deck? How do you think just like green-white company versus Infect is in general?
So I'd imagine that there's not a whole lot of interaction from green-white company, but I do see an Assassin's Trophy. Make that maybe 2 Assassin's Trophies out of Phil's deck.
Yeah, so I guess it's more like an So I guess we're gonna have to think more like the Abzan deck, like so minus Lingering Souls for better creatures then. So like Knight of Autumns instead.
So I'd say that this favors Phil. He's got a reasonable clock with Knight of the Reliquary and other creatures, and he has some interaction to kill Infectors.
Ghost Quarters there's a little awkward, and he's gonna play a Knight out as a 4/3. I'm guessing. Yep. I mean, that's a pretty good clock. I mean,
yeah, attacks for 5.
4 turns. Yeah, 4-turn clock. Johnny, if he untaps with like, I think he's got like Infector in his hand.
Yeah,
I think that's a pretty good mulligan to 5. I could be wrong. I think that's just another Noble then maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so another Noble.
Some regular damage going on here. So you're just kind of trying to develop his mana base, even though he only has the 1 land.
Well, I mean, if he is Abzan, it'd be pretty interesting to see if there's a Maelstrom Pulse, because that'd be insane here,
Maelstrom Pulse would be very good right here.
So attack for 5. Johnny, no blocks.
Well, he does have a blue mana untapped, and he does have a Spell Pierce in hand, so he would be able to Spell Pierce that. Oh, looks like there's a Walking Ballista. Jeez, that's a beating.
That's brutal. I've had this happen to me.
And looks like he's probably just going to Walking Ballista these 2 Noble Herricks.
He can save 1.
Yeah.
I would definitely have to save 1. Might give it the +2/+2. Ballista's out of here.
Yeah, one thing that Phil did here that I do agree with is trying to kill things sorcery speed. One of the ways that you lose against Infect is trying to use Lightning Bolt or Walking Ballista on their turn, and then they, in response, use a pump spell to save it. And then all of a sudden you're taking 10 points, and you didn't even realize.
Yeah, so you really have to do it second main, and... When did Phil add the Ballista? I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, he is.
I could not tell you.
Today.
There, obviously a Ballista there, but our stream runner's complaining about the creatures being tapped in opposite directions. I believe Phil taps things in different directions based on how he used them. I believe he taps them to the left based on attacking, and if he's using for mana, he taps them to the right.
Very nice. That NPS Forest is pretty. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
And for trophies, some hand disruption, lingering souls in the side. Okay. I mean, Phil always shows up with like these sweet green-white decks, so he definitely knows the Taxes life pretty well.
So I'm pretty sure we're on Johnny Lynn's turn here. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yes.
So looks like Phil is missing a black source currently for this Assassin's Trophy.
Yeah, that's kind of awkward.
Rex Sage in hand.
He's got Rex Sage, but he's also got Ghost Quarter. Don't ever forget about the Ghost Quarter yourself plan.
Yeah, that's why I was mentioning it in the first place. this is, again, something
Just
that you want
going
to be
for it.
doing
I love it.
on your main phase. So if he was going to Ghost Quarter himself, I would have liked to see that on his main phase.
So Johnny here is attacking for 7, 8 right now.
Yeah, and it looks like he also has a Vines in his hand. So if
Vines doesn't do anything, right?
Well, if
next turn it'll do something.
Is that Noble Summoning Stick? It's not going to kill him, but it's going to make it so this Assassin's Trophy doesn't kill the Blighted Agent.
No, yeah, that's definitely what's going to happen. I'll say, yeah, he can't kill it now. I kind of want to see Phil just take the damage, untap, and then try to do it then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here he's just going to flash in this Restoration Angel.
I actually kind of hope he sees the line with the Ghost Quarter. Maybe not tap the Ghost Quarter here.
Well, now if he just kills his Noble Hierarch, he swings in for lethal.
That's true. Attacks for 5. What's up, Dig Dug? Merry Tuesday to you as well.
Hey there, Doug.
What do you get? What do you get? What do you get?
Looks like he just attacked for 5, putting him to 1.
No, that was just end of turn, I think, there.
I guess that was him signaling that he was flickering his Knight about him.
Attack for both. Well, I got a block.
Yeah, here I would have probably liked to see an Assassin's Trophy on the Noble Hierarch.
Yeah, because then even if he goes to protect it, he's still dead because the creature's tapped.
Yeah, Johnny Lynn does have a Dismember in his hand, but it's not like he could cast a Dismember because then he'd be dead to the other creature anyway.
So his hand is Dismember Spell Pierce then?
Yeah.
I don't think he's got Spell... Yeah, he's used Spell Pierce.
So now he's going to go Quarter himself to do that. Johnny probably floated some mana, so he probably is going to his instep or whatever the next phase is from where they are to make sure that mana is no longer in the pool.
So you're telling me Phil's gonna show up with some Gaddock? They're saying Gaddock Teague from Phil. All right, so Phil did see the line where he Ghost Quarters himself. He's gonna do that, and I don't think there's a thing that Johnny can do to get out of this.
No.
Maul to 5 just was not good enough.
Yep.
And it's still a pretty good Maul to 5.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot closer than it could be.
Yeah, if he didn't have the Ballista that turn, I think Johnny would have easily just won.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. I mean, it's exciting to see Ballista used as a value creature rather than Tron just pumping all of its mana into it. So
yeah, for sure. Walking Ballista is very good out of Tron, but it's nice to see it as just a value creature.
All right. So I really wish I could guess what's in Phil's sideboard for this matchup.
Oh, I have no idea.
I would love to see Spell Sight come in because it just it's essentially Blood Moon. It just shuts down the.
One card that Phil did buy last week that hopefully is in a sideboard is Zealous Persecution. That's a very good one against Infect.
Yeah, that's solid. Yeah, all of their creatures are X1s.
Yep.
Except for Spell Sight.
Yeah, Spell Sight's the only one that survives it. Yeah, on base.
Sweet.
So that one is very good.
Johnny, I'm guessing Johnny's just playing a stock Infect list, so we're going to see... can you pull up a stock Infect list? I don't even know what those look like these days.
Sure.
I can guess your main deck, but as far as your sideboard goes...
Yeah, not a whole lot that I'm
there
sure
could be
of.
some Geist to Saint Draft. There could be...
Geists. I've seen that some people are going away from Geist and going to Invisible Stalker in the sideboard. So that one could also be pretty good.
So Paul's telling us we got 2 Spellbomb, 2 Souls, Stony Silence, 2 Persecution, Avacyn, Settle, Wrath as of this morning. Okay, so with those cards and thoughts for Phil, I like seeing Lingering Souls. I like seeing Settle. I'm not the biggest fan of Wrath of God because you're going to want to... you want to kill him sideboard, obviously, but you're... it's just gonna be so hard to get all of the creatures because the land, was it Inkmoth, right?
Yeah, Inkmoth Nexus can just sit there and stay alive. Definitely, like I was saying, the Zealous Persecutions are gonna be pretty good here. They're just gonna clean up anything.
I like Avacyn as well.
Yeah, Avacyn is pretty good. So I'm guessing out of the Infect sideboard, we're not gonna see a whole lot for this matchup in particular. Probably some things like Spell Pierce, Distortion Strike, Dispel, maybe Dismember. It's kind of awkward because he's trying to play against both the creatures and the instants and sorceries. It's kind of similar to a Jund deck to where...
You absolutely want Shaper Sanctuary.
Shaper Sanctuary is pretty good as well, yeah.
Does Shaper Sanctuary trigger off your own stuff?
I think it's just an opponent's, but let me pull it up.
Dude, that'd be so good. Aw.
Yeah, it's only when an opponent
Dumb.
targets it.
Dumb. It's just a dumb card.
Yeah.
Wild Defiance triggers off your own stuff.
It sure does. Wild Defiance is pretty good.
Wild Defiance I don't think comes in this matchup because everything Phil's going to cast is going to be kill, not like Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, Wild Defiance you definitely want against the Lightning Bolt matchups.
Dismember Nature's Claim. Does he bring in Nature's Claim? Can you expect to see what's the
Worship? Is that what you're thinking about?
Worship doesn't do anything here. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really too many
no reason to claim
artifacts or enchantments. The Walking Ballista.
Well, I guess you if you did have a Spellskite, you'd want to have a Nature's Claim for the Spellskite.
Yeah.
Dissenter's Deliverance. All right. Interesting. So they both going down to 6 here?
That's what it looks like to me.
I like how aggressive Johnny's being with mulliganing.
Yeah.
I don't think enough people actually like learn the art of mulligan. You know, they think of it more of as a detriment rather than is it something you get to do.
Yeah, it's something you get to do, not something you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Infect and Boggles are pretty similar with mulliganing, to where you're mulliganing very aggressive, but you're only looking for 2 cards. Well, I guess 3. You're looking for a creature, something to pump that creature, and lands.
I don't think you're really worried about something to pump it as much as something to protect it.
Yeah.
All right, these 6s. Phil's looks a little slow, but almost keepable. I think it's like 3 lands.
A trophy and 2 knights, it looks like.
Yeah. And then Johnny's over here. He's got at least 2 lands.
A Noble Hierarch.
And a Noble Hierarch. There's an Ink Moth, so it's 3 lands and
he's
Vines.
got an Ink Moth and a Vines. So his Infector is a little slow for this, but sometimes it's just what you want.
I mean, I don't think you necessarily want to go all in with Infect always. Like, I think you just kind of want to nickel and dime them, and then if they go to try to remove the spell, you respond. I like Johnny getting in with the attack there. He's not doing anything else with his mana, right?
For sure. To note Assassin's Trophy, you can actually get the Ink Moth next to see when it's not activated. That's something you don't get to see all that much.
Yeah, Ghost Court is a little awkward for Johnny, though.
Yeah, Ghost Court is pretty good. So I think here you're supposed to just stick on the chip shot with Noble Hierarch.
I mean, something Johnny could do is go to activate. If Phil responds with trying to blow it up, he, activates again and then vines it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he's going to do. It's something I've definitely had done against me. So
yeah, so it's definitely good.
Phil's going for it
to try to blow it up with the activation on the stack, so that way it's not a creature right now. Because had he waited until it was already animated, he could just kick a Vines of Eswat on it.
Yeah.
And
so
now he's going to have to activate it again and then just play a Vines of Eswat without kicker.
Yeah, I know this is still a great play by Johnny because now he gets to strip mine Phil.
Yeah.
I mean, Johnny's going to be way far ahead on board. And Phil's going to be down a land, so he didn't have anything to do with 2 mana last turn. He's still not going to have anything to do with 2 mana next turn.
Yeah,
at least, most likely.
And he's still going to get in for 2 points of Infect thanks to that Exalted trigger.
Looks like players are just getting caught up. So Phil really needs to draw another fetch land or some kind of black source, so that way his Assassin's Trophy will actually do something.
Yeah. Looks like he also has a Remoka's Command in hand. That'll be pretty cool once he gets one of these Night of the Reliquaries, but doesn't do a whole lot just yet.
Night of the Reliquary is so awkward on the draw.
Yeah.
Card's great on the play, but on the draw, you're just like, well, maybe I'll get there.
Just 3 drops in Modern in general.
So he didn't draw a land, but it looks like he already has the Overgrown Tomb.
Yeah, so...
I think we're just going to go straight for the trophy now.
Yep.
Yeah, not even, don't play around. None of that nonsense. Get that out of here.
It's a shame that it has to be a basic force, so you can't just get a Dryad Arbor. But
Kyle, what are you saying?
It'd be a little bit too good if it was any kind of a land.
Yeah, it absolutely would. Because you'd just go get another Ink Moth.
Any land with a basic land type.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's very few and far between, right?
Yeah, it'd pretty much just be shocks, and then your random stuff like...
Cycler land, the bicycle lands, whatever you want to call them. Duels in Legacy. Be great.
You can get Mistveil Plains.
Mistveil Plains. Oh, I love that cycle. Yeah. That cycle's great.
For sure.
Mistveil is probably the best. The red one is the funniest.
I don't actually know what the red one is.
So the red one is if you have a red permanent, you get to pay a red and tap it to shuffle your library.
Oh boy, get some Kosi's Tricksters in there.
Well, I believe Kosi's Tricksters only triggers off your opponent's deck.
Shucks.
Yeah. Mistful Plains has the Plains type. What's the other ones in that cycle? I'm kind of interested. So you have Mistveil Plains. What's the blue one do? I don't know. Or the black one for that matter. There's got to be the full cycle. Matthew, Streamrunner, anyone? Leech-ridden Swamp. Maybe it turns into Dread Skeletons? No.
Yeah, this lets you make a player lose a life, only if you have 2 or more black permanents.
So it's each opponent loses a life? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the red one, like we said, makes you shuffle your library.
I love that one.
Mad
That's great.
Blind Mountain.
Moonring Island?
It'd be pretty cool to see that in Lantern Control.
Shuffle. Yeah, that'd actually be pretty interesting in Lantern. Look at the top card of target player's library. Oh, so you just get to look at the top card of their library? I like that one, too.
Sure. Yeah, Moonring Island. Why didn't that see any play in Lantern? It's just a lantern on a land.
Yeah, Lantern's missing out on some real quality lands here. All right, so back to the actual match on hand. It seems Johnny's found himself another Infector, and Phil's having a rough time dealing with it.
Yeah, it looks like Johnny gave it +2/+2, so it's 4/4 up against Phil's 3/3, so it is going to eat that creature, but Phil is pretty fine with that. You pretty much trade any creature for a pump spell in hand.
I think Johnny's got 1 card left in hand. Could be wrong. He could be empty-handed. He's empty-handed.
There's that Zealous.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's exactly what Phil needed there.
Yeah, end of turn, I like fetching up a Dryad Arbor here. But it looks like Johnny either doesn't do it or maybe isn't playing one. But
maybe he cut it. Maybe he wasn't thinking. So we're going to go to 4 mana. How's Phil's hand? It's like racked up. I see a Naya Reliquary in the graveyard.
Looks pretty full.
I mean, yeah, he's been pretty stuck on lands.
Yeah, this game is definitely looking rough for Johnny.
My boy. Phil, we're going to play a knight. How big is that knight? I think it's a 5? 4? It's going to be 4. Oh, there's a Glistener Elf.
Another Infector, but Phil does have that Dromoka's Command in hand, which is probably just going to let him gobble up this Glistener Elf.
That's great. What more did you possibly want? Dromoka's Command. Get him. Maybe I should play Bant. I have Dromoka's Command Bant. It's great.
Yeah, that is really good.
Seriously, though, that Bant deck felt great.
Yeah.
The only thing I couldn't beat was humans. I feel like that's important, though.
Yeah, seemed like a Bant Spirits deck that just has a little bit more value creatures instead of the Spirits.
Your creatures have a little bit more oomph. You know, they're just like 1/1 and 2/1s picking away in the air.
Don't necessarily synergize as well, but they play a lot better by themselves.
That's a force. What kind of force is that? That's the MPS Japanese. What is MPS?
I think it's Magic Premier Series.
Premier Series, okay.
Yeah, it's a cycle of defense. Japanese promo lands.
Is that Blossoming Defense Vines of the Vastwood?
Yep, that's what it looks like to me.
I feel like this would be pretty good for Johnny. You just attack here. He's only got 2 Infect, though, so that's awkward.
Kind of depends on what size that knight is, because if it's a 5/5 currently, if Phil can get up to a 7/7 with a fetch land, and then with the Dromoka's Command, it would be an 8/8.
You're right at 5 because of the Ghost Quarter, so it'll be down to 7. If there's another Ghost Quarter, it could be 8. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure Johnny has to attack here.
Yeah, it's not like he's blocking.
He's blocking. All right. Johnny's going to lead off with Vines kicked. Phil should respond with the Dromoka's Command. I guess he's just doing that. Which, I mean, it makes the knight bigger, so it forces Johnny to do something else. But if the Vines resolves, it's already going to have hexproof.
Yeah, for sure.
He found another forest. Man, it's a great card.
Sure.
Sacrifice forest, find a Wind Subteeth, find a forest. Change absolutely nothing about your board. Except you paid a life and tapped your creature.
And made your knight big.
Restoration Angel. All right. Well, I mean, that's far worse blowout than we were thinking.
Yeah, if only he could give this Glistener Elf trample somehow.
Yeah. They haven't come out with any pump spells to do that are playable at 1 mana yet.
Rancor, I've seen in some lists.
Well, it's enchantment. Enchantment. I mean, if it was Rancor, that Dromoka spam would have just absolutely destroyed him then.
For sure. Yeah, looks like Phil's just going to be attack with both his creatures. And
Ballista. He's close to just killing people.
Yeah, I really wish we knew what the size of this Knight of the Reliquary was. But it may just be lethal here.
Yeah, Robert, why aren't you here playing 8-rack? I'd love to see that. I'm in my Music of Woodstock class.
That sounds like fun.
I mean, that's actually a pretty interesting class.
Yeah, I love most of the music from Woodstock. I'd definitely say my favorite performance there was Jimi Hendrix.
All right. Johnny missing out on anything helpful there, and Phil drawing everything needed. Good day for Phil. I guess it was pretty quick. Maybe we should be able to find another match.
Yeah,
so.
we only took 20 minutes there, so we should be able to find one.
I will do my best to go find one.
Yeah, we're going to have our stream running.
Or I guess we'll have Matthew.
Yeah. Matthew's going to go look to find a match for us so we can get you guys some more Magic.
So if you would like to know, you could follow Top Deck Productions at, obviously, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We also have a website and YouTube. The YouTube and Facebook are pretty simple. You just go to Facebook or YouTube.com and say Top Deck Productions. The Instagram, we have it's Instagram /Top Deck Pro, and Twitter, it's Twitter /Top Deck Prods. You know, that's convenient. You know, it sucks that they couldn't get all the same.
Yeah. But they're at least simple enough. If you look
simple
at
enough.
Top Deck Productions, you'll probably find it. Justin and I's Twitter handles are also currently on screen, so that way if you want to try to find us, you can as well.
You can expect at least some kind of turtle meme or some words from me.
Yeah, typically
at some point
we go to
in my
an
life.
event, we like to keep people updated about what we play against, how we do. In the future, that's definitely something we plan on doing. I'll keep you updated for regionals this weekend, and I'm sure Justin will as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited. Thanks, J-Mac.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were a little disappointed. I can't manage to get into a top 8 where I don't have to play against Death and Taxes, where I just absolutely can't win. So that's miserable. I hate it. Maybe people should just stop playing Death and Taxes.
Yeah.
It's too cheap. Maybe that's the reason it should be banned in Legacy. There's 0 cards on the reserve list, so it just can't be legal in the the format.
For sure.
Then
It's too cheap. Yep.
Yeah, if they at least got to come up with a card on the reserve list.
Right. Maybe they should expand the reserve list.
I like that. Yeah. Perfect. Let's add Aether Vial to it.
Maybe we should actually just put all modern legal cards on the reserve list.
All modern legal cards?
All of them.
Ooh, perfect.
UMA is the last time they're getting printed.
Ever?
That's why it's the last time it's a Master's Edition.
I'm liking this. This sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to expand it to 20 years worth of Magic.
Yeah, they're actually done printing Magic cards. Master Set was the...
Oh, this is getting worse all of a sudden. And we started going down a rabbit hole, and we're dead now.
Yeah.
A ripped game.
Oh, sorry, guys. I guess Magic's over. See ya.
Yep. Unfortunate. Got one. All right, we got a backup match coming our way. Do we know who it is? I think we got Jeskai Mentor versus Green Red Zoo.
Oh, this is interesting.
All right, I like the sounds of this.
A couple of decks you don't see too often.
Or ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always thought about Mentor like as a Geist in a format where people aren't playing that much removal. Mentor is far better than Geist. To Shill or Kyle and Justin, you can find them on Twitter at those things. Yeah, it'd be great. Put Narnum Renegade on the reserve list. Oh, I would love that idea. Let's do that. Just Narnum Renegade. How do we petition Narnum Renegade on the reserve list?
I think it should actually be a new list, the Narnum Renegade list.
Narnum Renegade. Yeah. Narnum Renegade reserve list. I love everything about it. All right.
Yeah, I was actually just recently watching a video that Reed Duke came out with for Channel Fireball where he was playing green-black, and he played against Jeskai Mentor. So I just got to see that recently. That list was pretty cool.
Abolish the reserve list except for Narnum Renegade.
Yeah.
I love it. Perfect.
Yeah, I actually kind of like this Jeskai Mentor deck. I'm not a biggest fan of Jeskai Control currently. The format is just too fast. It seems like you just get on the back foot way too easily.
Yeah, there's just way too much combo, I think, right now for you to plan your deck around all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Mentor gives you a little bit of a clock to be quicker.
Well, Robert, you have to think. If it's on the reserve list, you have to wait at least 25 years before the card's worth money. So Green Red Zoo. I wonder if we're going to see the Pelt Collector deck.
Oh, Pelt Collector would be cool.
Yeah, so we go Pelt Collector into Vexing Devil.
Maybe some Kragenwood Cremators.
I'm actually kind of excited to see if that's what it is. It does look like Naya Zoo.
Yeah, I see some Reckless Bushwhackers.
That was Reckless Bushwhacker and 3 Atarkus commands.
Oh,
I believe is what I saw his hand.
Yeah, Jake hiding nothing here with the Azoria sleeves.
Yep, just going straight out. I have blue and white in my deck. I don't know. Those people, I think, are just always so bold.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess it's just like Caleb Scherer playing Storm, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he just shows up. You know what he's playing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I showed up to an open once, played against a guy that had a I Love Boggles t-shirt and an I Love Boggles playmat. And what do you know? He was actually playing Boggles.
Mm-hmm.
I did not expect that.
I remember the one time I wore a Blue Moon hoodie for the beer. For the beer. It was the Blue Moon advertisement for the beer.
Did he just shuffle the stomping or the wooded foothills into his library?
I don't know. Well, we're gonna make sure that he doesn't. Yeah, he did.
Okay, looks like that's getting corrected.
Yeah, they fixed that. That's good. Yeah, but anyways, I had that Blue Moon hoodie, and every single person was like, "All right, so he's playing Blue Moon." It's like, so play around Blood Moon. I'm like, all right, well, I'm never playing this hoodie again if I'm ever planning on playing Blood Moon. But Jesus, I don't even understand that one.
Yeah, I think I need to start wearing a mask to these events so people don't put me on humans. You know, I look too much like a human.
Mm-hmm. Is there a Narnum Renegade in his hand? I hope so. What did you say about Boggles and just joining in?
Ah, gotcha. So I was saying that there was an open that I played in where someone was wearing a t-shirt that said I Love Boggles, and they had a playmat that said I Love Boggles, and they were actually playing Boggles.
The people are bold enough to just tell you what they're playing.
Right. Yeah, I definitely expected for him to be playing Jeskai Control or something of the like.
You know, the exact opposite of what's on there. You know, you don't plan for what's advertised.
Is that a Goblin Ruin Blaster in his hand, or is that an Izzet Staticaster? No, that's an Electrickery.
Yeah, it's Electrickery. We got Burning Tree into Flinthorf Boar.
Nice.
Does Flinthorf Boar not have?
Yeah, you
haste?
have to pay a red to give it haste.
Okay.
So he didn't have the extra.
Yeah, he was a turn short on giving it haste. That's fair. So Jake's fallen pretty far behind here. I mean, that's typically how it happens whenever Burning Tree Emissary shows up.
Something like a Timely Reinforcements would be pretty good for him to catch back up.
Timely.
Looks like he's got a Pyromancer he's probably going to play this turn.
Yeah, Pyromancer. He's going to have to rely on that Pyromancer to stick around through next turn. But if he does, it's going to be good shape for him.
So currently Daniel's going to be attacking back for 9 or 7.
Was that an Indy, Kyle? Do you remember?
I believe so. It was this year. It was... Yeah, I believe it was an Indy.
I really hope it was you.
That would be pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the time that I got paired against him, I sat down across from him, and then we got repaired as soon as I sat down. So I said, "Are you actually playing Boggles?" And he said, "Yeah, of course I am."
Matt Who and Luke Who. There's a lot of those generic names there. There's a lot of people that come to the store, so we should probably put Luke on just because we know him the most, Luke Browning, because we know him pretty well. So we can just make fun of the car wreck that he decided to get in.
Yeah, it was his choice.
34 people tonight, yeah. Wow. So we got quite a few people here tonight to play with us.
If we put Luke on this round, it would have been pretty funny since he got the bye. That'd be a pretty great feature match.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Just put him on. It's like, all right, this opponent's going to show up. Yeah. It might have been, but he was in the Modern Classic.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was an open, but it's possible it's a classic.
I mean, I don't think you day 2'd the Indy Open, so it could have been in the Classic.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, that's still pretty great. I mean, I feel like if those are things that you own, it's probably you.
Yeah, if those are things you own, I'm pretty sure you're one of the only ones out there that have Boggles shirts and Boggles playmats, and they're brave enough to play it. If I had a Boggles playmat, I would definitely play it with humans. I love throwing people off.
Yeah. Too bad we don't have anyone that plays Boggles anymore around here.
Yeah.
So I know we had Justin Blackburn. He would play it, but we haven't seen that in a while. We're going to see Burning Tree Emissary again. Oh, dude, I love this card. Just keeps coming with fire.
Oh.
Yeah, so he fired off that Electrickery kind of early against the Pyromancer just to wipe it off the board before any tokens. Yeah. Electrickery is an instant, so it's kind of interesting why he didn't wait.
I guess he was just trying to get in damage.
Yeah, Jake.
Syncopate does exile. Not that it should matter, but
Yeah, Syncopate does exile. So if we can get him to exile now, that'd be cool. But we also have. Yeah. So we're not here to like fix anything, but if it's something that we can just tell him to switch the zones, we're gonna have him fix it. It's kind of awkward for Jake that he can't just like play the Mentor and have path up.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd have been so good for this turn. Are we splashing Renegade Rallier? In the zoo list? Right, yeah. In the zoo list, that makes sense. If they Renegade Rallier there, it's going to be insane if they get it back.
For sure. And Scavengers can also be relevant for it.
That's just a forest, right? Not the Dryad Arbor sneaking up on us. So Path and a Tarkus command. So Jake's at 2. In response to this, I'm just firing off the Tarkus command.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, all right, you're dead.
Looks like that's the match.
And that should be it. Yep. So, standard zoo thing, gets to be on the play, runs him over.
Yeah, it was a little bit too slow to catch back up.
Yeah, Jake was just, it seemed like one turn behind and missed a land drop. He really needed to be able to untap with that young Pyromancer to stay in the game.
Yeah, Electricity is an odd inclusion, but it was definitely pretty good against young Pyromancer.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually pretty good versus humans, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of X1s. So a lot of people play Gutshot against humans. So
yeah, so they start at X1, so... surprising that they don't actually... I feel like Gutshot's probably still just in general better, just so you don't have to pay mana for it.
Yeah.
But if you do, like...
If you play against smarter Pyromancer, it just seems insane because it hits their elementals and their Lingering Souls.
I don't know. The Naya Zoo deck seems pretty difficult to beat Blood Moon, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you get...
They don't have too many basics.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you get Burning Tree Emissaries still into, like, Bushwhackers, but I don't know. It's pretty rough. Pretty rough.
I mean, it's definitely possible that the Naya Zoo deck is even playing Blood Moon, right?
It is possible. I don't think it's correct.
Yeah. If it was just green-red, you could definitely see it a little bit more defensively.
Yeah. You should play Bonfire of Electricity. I agree. Bonfire is probably much better.
Bonfire, sweet.
He was also kind of stuck on lands the entire time. He wasn't really ramping up, so that's kind of...
Yeah, he's probably playing like a 19 or 20 land deck. So
yeah, so
I don't really ever cast a Bonfire for 2.
For more than 2 ever.
Yeah, unless you Miracle it. Like, obviously, if you Miracle it, it's a much better card, but you're kind of trying to play for the medium case instead of the high case. Yeah,
most of the time you're going to be casting it for like red XX and... in the Zoo deck, I don't think so. If it's like a Naya mid-range deck, that if we had Mark Anliker here, if you remember, if any of y'all remember him, he used to love his Naya mid-range cards.
For sure. I've definitely seen him cast the Bonfire before.
Sure, but a Bonfire for 1 isn't exactly what you want to be doing with the card, right? But I mean, if you are just hoping to 1 your board for 3, 1 your opponent's board for 3 mana, I mean, I guess that's a fine way to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Anger or Slagstorm, I think, are better at the same time.
Well, you can't really play those in a Zoo deck, right?
Yeah, well, you can play Slagstorm.
Does that only hit your... Oh, you can also go to players, right?
Yeah, you can just turn it into players if it's not good on the creature side.
Yeah, gotta love 3 mana, Lava Spike.
I am Mark Anliker, and I almost exclusively play Bonfire for 1. All right. I mean, that's...
Convenient.
Yeah, convenient. I don't know everybody's usernames on Twitch.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of hard to tell people's username from Twitch. Well, hello, Mark. Haven't seen you in a little bit.
Yep.
Hope you're doing okay.
Good to see you, or hear from you. You almost exclusively play Bonfire for 1? Yeah, but you also have like Nobles and 24 lands in your deck rather than 19.
Yeah, I've never got Bonfired when playing humans, but I'm sure it's not a fun experience.
I can't imagine you beating it.
No,
that's for sure. So I think that's going to do it for this round. We're going to be back pretty soon, hopefully. Thanks. Come back.
We'll see you next round, guys.